Hi, this is Frank Verney, and today I want to talk about the basic rules of investing and how to put extra money to work for you. The hard part is actually finding a good deal that attracts the money, which is why so many people are ready to give money to a good investor. Using OPM or other people's money is worth learning more about. The sixth reason is to learn how to evaluate risk and return. As you become a successful investor, you must learn how to properly evaluate the risk and return and understand what levels you're willing to accept for yourself. Learning and mastering the rules of investing takes a lifelong investment in financial education, but the basics will get you started. Where you go from there is up to you. If you want to become part of a team that has been successful and has changed the lives of many people, give me a call, 916-668-0024, or go to my website at frankverney.org.
The goal today, increase financial literacy. Show you the simple rules about money that wealthy people use in order to positively change their financial status forever. Welcome to Women's Wealth Warrior with Cherry Frame. Welcome to the show. Segment 1 is brought to you by WebPro. Website development, search engine optimization, hosting, maintenance, security, and much, much more. If you are in the need for an amazing website, give these guys a call at 916-667-4412 or visit websitepro.co. All right. Episode 2 of Women's Wealth Warrior. I'm Jon Robert Quinn. I build talk shows for people, and I am sitting with Cherry Frame. The show is about her. How you doing, Cherry?
I'm doing wonderfully well, thank you.
So we are going to talk about living benefits today.
Right.
Explain to me, first of all, what is the history of living benefits?
Living benefits got the beginnings in the mind of a gentleman named Dr. Marius Barnard. His brother and he were both cardiovascular surgeons, and in 1967 they did the first human heart transplant.
Okay.
And so he had his own practice, and one day he had this young woman come in, and she was very weak, frail. He examined her, and he said, "Why didn't you come to me sooner?" And she said, "I couldn't because I had to work. I had to take care of my kids." Mm-hmm. And he told her, "Well, you have end-stage lung cancer, and I can't help you now." And so what she ended up doing was dying about three to 4 weeks later, mm-hmm. and her kids got the death benefit from her life insurance. And he got to thinking, there's something wrong with this. So he went to, this was obviously in South Africa, he went up to England mm-hmm. and talked to the insurance companies, life insurance companies in London. And he said, "Listen, you guys are in the business of providing money for people when they pass away. The insured passes away. Why don't you allow them to access that money while they're still alive?" What a novel idea. Mm-hmm. So what they did was they came up with what is called these living benefits. You don't get the full death benefit, mm-hmm. but they have a system where they have these, a type of, a computerized thing that they use mm-hmm. where they can decide how severe it is, how much they're going to give you. Is it critical, terminal, or chronic? Mm-hmm. So that's what they did, and they developed those then, and they had them in England. Right now, you cannot buy a home in England unless you have a life insurance with living benefits.
No kidding.
Right. Because they know if something happens to you, you're going to be able to continue to pay that mortgage.
No kidding. I did not know this.
I'm surprised we don't have something like that here, at least somewhere. I know well, my husband had a Calvet loan we had that on our home. And when he passed away, the Calvet loan paid off the loan on the home. And so it's kind of a little bit, some of them do require that, but none of them really require the living benefits, which would be so much better because then the person could keep the home.
Correct.
So that is how they actually came into being. Then they spread across Europe, and right now about 60 to 70% of the life insurance in Europe is ones with living benefits. Then it went over to Asia, Far East Asia, Japan, over there, Korea. And so theirs is about the same amount of people. Didn't come to the United States until 1997. So it was 30 years later before we got it. So the United States is really late to the game on these. And there's still a lot of insurance companies in the United States that don't offer them. Or if they do, they offer maybe just a terminal illness or something.
Why is this, do you think?
I think it's because the insurance industry is a very old industry, and it's been working okay for now, so why rock the boat kind of thing. And because when you look at it, there have been very few new insurance products that have come out. There's been whole life, and then there's term, and then there was variable universal life, which is in the market. And then there was index universal life or universal life. And then there was now the guaranteed universal life, which is kind of a hybrid type thing. But that's been it over the last hundreds of years. So, why offer it? We don't want to have to pay this money out early. And let's look at it from another point of view. The insurance companies are in it to make money, right? So if you don't pay anything out and this person gets sick and for some reason or another cannot keep making the payments on the policy, then the policy lapses. And then what happens? They're not going to end up paying the whole thing out.
Correct. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Why are they called living benefits?
Because you get to use them while you're alive.
How, though? How do you get to use it? I'm sure there's provisions that keep you from actually using it for silly things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so explain to me how it all works.
Okay, let's assume you have, like we had one gentleman that I was acquainted with that all of a sudden he started having issues and he couldn't hold things, his muscles weren't working. He went and got checked out and the doctor told him he had Lou Gehrig's disease. And so they decided that obviously it's a chronic terminal illness type of thing. So they went to the insurance company, and what the insurance company did was they contacted his doctor. They don't make you go to their doctors. Contacted his doctor, looked at all the reports, lab tests, everything, and they decided, yeah, this qualified. So what they did was they worked their little formula out, and they offered him so much money. Now, he has the option to take that or not, or he can say, let's say he's got a $500,000 policy, and they said, okay, we're going to offer you $425,000, something like that. He could say, well, no, I only want to advance $200,000 of that, and then keep the rest of it in force. He can do that. But if he decides to take the whole $425,000, then the policy goes away. But he's got $425,000 that now he can use, and he doesn't have to worry about money coming in. Because a lot of times people get that when they're in their 30s. And so 30s is very young, and you've usually got kids. And what are you going to do if you can't work anymore? You can't drive. You can't do any of that. So what happens is that money comes in, just like what life insurance was designed for, to replace the income of the breadwinner who was no longer there.
Yes, absolutely right.
So that's how these living benefits work.
Tell me a little bit more in terms of how do people go about getting it? What should people get? What kind of coverages should they get, and so forth?
Okay, the only insurance companies I work with are ones that have living benefits at no extra charge within the life insurance policy. And the ones that I have will give you, and this is specifically to the state of California, there are some other states where the laws are different, They will give terminal illness if the doctor tells you you've got less than 2 years to live. Some of them are 1 year, some states are 1 year. But a lot of life insurance companies will give you only terminal illness benefits if you have less than 6 months to live, and they'll only give you 50% of the face value. And in a way, that's not bad because there's still some life insurance left when the person passes away. That's fine. But you don't have a choice, And so usually if you only have 6 months left and you needed money to maybe go to a special clinic in another country, like my sister did. And so what happened was they had other treatments that they could do there that they are not allowed to do here. And so within 1 month, all the cancer was gone. And she's been cancer-free now for about 2 years, a little over 2 years. So, but how many people could afford to maybe go down to Mexico and spend $30,000?
Correct. Because
the medical insurance doesn't cover that.
Correct. Okay. How do people get in contact with you?
They can call me at 916-899-1743.
One more time.
916-899-1743.
And your website?
cherryframe.net. And that's CHERRYFRAME.net.
All right. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back and learn a lot more. We'll be right back. "2018 is going to be a very, very prosperous year for a lot of businesses. It's also going to be the end for some businesses. The difference is the marketing behind these organizations. A lot of companies are spending more and more money on the right forms of marketing, which in return is increasing their ROI, their return on investment, increasing their profits, and increasing the sustainability, the lifetime of that business. Where other businesses have had substantial success in 2017, they think, well, I don't need as much marketing anymore. That is completely wrong. The reason why their business was successful in 2017 was simply because of the amount of marketing that they had. So, the question I have to ask you is, are you ready to take your business to the next level? Here at Jon Robert Quinn Media, we can do all kinds of things for your business. We have radio marketing, social media marketing, web marketing. The bottom line is this: we provide a quality product and quality results. We can get you onto one of our radio programs doing an interview, a showcase of your business for as little as $199. We can also give you a full year of radio marketing for as little as $1,599. That is a full year of radio marketing for under $1,600. Give me a call right now, 916-289-3710. Again, 916-289-3710. I'd love to help you have a prosperous and profitable 2018. To get started, visit jonrobertquinn.org. That's JONROBERTQUINN.org. Segment 2 is brought to you by Eddie Zuniga. If you are looking to buy or sell your next home, check out Eddie Zuniga. Give him a call, 916-747-0849. Again, 916-747-0849. All right, welcome back. Women's Wealth Warrior Show. I'm Jon Robert Quinn, and I am with Cherry Frame, and we are talking about living benefits. And this is interesting because a lot of people don't think about life insurance as something that they need. They don't think about it. Talk to me about the true value to the individual and the family.
Okay, most people have some sort of health insurance. And they think, okay, I'm covered, but health insurance is only going to pay the doctor, going to pay the hospital, maybe some treatments and stuff. That's not going to pay your bills at home. That's not going to make your mortgage. It's not going to pay for the kids' braces. It's not going to pay for the car payment. What this does is when you can no longer work, the income's not coming in, or maybe it's greatly decreased, this money is there for you to use how you want to use it. There's no stipulations on how you can use it. You can use it to pay the doctor extra if you want to. Or you can use it to pay your mortgage. You can use it to pay the kid. Maybe they're going to a private school. You can keep using it for that, or you can use it to pay for someone to help come in and help you care for your loved one. And you don't have, and there's no taxes on it. So the money is there readily available for you. You can get a lump sum, or you can have them send it to you on a monthly basis, and for up to over 4 years. And that's going to get you quite a ways down the road to finding out what your needs are going to be. It gives you plenty of time to plan. Plan, okay, now what are we going to do because dad can't work, mom can't work, we lost that income maybe permanently, but it gives you an opportunity to plan. Gee, now we can maybe sell the house and downsize. Maybe we can do, whatever we need to do. It gives you the money you need right away. And usually, once the insurance company finds out you qualify, the payout's in about 2 to 3 weeks.
What does a package like this, or I guess you can say a package like this, what does this cost?
Well, there's no extra fee for this. So it's whatever you're paying for your life insurance policy. And the life insurance policies I work with are term, guaranteed universal life, index universal life, and all of those have the complete, all of the chronic critical terminal illness. One policy also includes critical injury. So if you get really bad in a car accident or something, that you're paralyzed, coma, burns, things like that. And so there's no extra fee for any of this. It's just built right in. And we've compared the fees with the insurance companies that I work with some of the other insurance companies that don't have all of this, and the fees are actually less. So, there's no point in not getting an insurance policy with this. If you're getting an insurance policy, I don't care if it's term policy, get one that has all of the living benefits in it. Why not? It's not costing you anything extra.
Not only that, it's just going to help you.
Exactly. And it's there if you need it.
When you need it. It's not if you need it, when you need it. You're going to tell me you're not going to get old and sick? Come on.
Well, I don't know. My dad's doing well.
My grandma's also, and she's like, my mom goes, yeah, she's had congestive heart failure for 30 years now.
Oh, gee.
She's still rocking.
She's still going.
She's still going. She's just fine. It's so funny because we all get the call, and it's like, okay, Grandma's in the hospital. You're probably going to want to come down and say her goodbyes. We all head out to Colorado, and we go and see her, and then she gets out a couple days later, and then she's fine. And then a year later, we get another call, and then it's like the little boy who cried wolf at this point. It's like the woman's never going to go. We've been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah.
Because after like the 15th scare visit, I think she's just wanting to get everybody together. She does it on purpose just to see all the grandkids. I think that's what's happening.
Yes.
She's just doing it. It's the only way we get the whole family together, like little family reunions.
Yeah.
Right? Examples. Give me some examples of how some people have used living benefit.
Okay. Well, I mentioned earlier about the gentleman with Lou Gehrig's disease. What was interesting about him is his wife is Filipino. And so what he did was he sent in his claim, and they gave him, I think it was $189,000 off of about a $250,000 policy, something like that. And they moved back to the Philippines because things were so much less expensive there. And so his money's going to go really far there, and he'll last him a long time. And then we had another lady, and one of the companies I represent actually has her video on their website. She was a nurse up the road here in, I think, Vacaville, Fairfield area. and was diagnosed. Had an 8-year-old daughter. She was diagnosed with breast cancer. She took an advance of, I think it was 400 and some thousand, and she was able to get treated, and now she's doing fine. And there was another gentleman who is a physician, and we actually published this on Fox News. Did a video, and he was 60 years old, decided to get one of these policies, and he was going to put $50,000 lump sum in, which he did. Then he was going to put $2,000 a month in, and 3 weeks after he got the policy, and the policy was like $940,000. 3 weeks afterwards, he was diagnosed with terminal throat cancer. And of course, 3 weeks, they're going to really look at that and see if there was an issue, somebody missed it, before they start paying anything out. Mm-hmm. Well, they decided that no, nobody knew it was there. And so they sent him a check for $734,000. And he'd only put the $50,000 in, mm-hmm. and maybe a couple other payments. So he got that much out within 3 months after putting the application in. The thing that surprised him the most was, he says, I don't know how other people did this, because I had to take $125,000 out of my pocket to pay for my treatments. And he said, I had great medical care from the hospital I worked in. I had great medical care from my own clinical practice. Mm-hmm. And he said, I still had to come up with $125,000 to pay my bills. He says, I don't know how other people do it.
How can the money be used in contrast to long-term care?
Okay. Long-term care has changed a little bit. However, mostly what they would like you to do is spend it with some sort of a licensed agency. For example, a skilled nursing facility, assisted living facility, board and care, or pay for in-home care to come in. And they don't want to pay for family members to do it. Mm-hmm. They want to make sure that you actually have someone come in from an agency mm-hmm. to do the care. And so that's generally how that is. With this one here, with the living benefits, you spend it how you want. There was one lady that spent hers going to a clinic over in Germany, cost her $100,000, came back well. So, it's however you want to do it. You spend it however you want. So long-term care, when it first came out, it was the best thing going. And I thought it was a great product. For me, though, it was going to be too expensive. And so when I found out that these new life insurance policies came out, I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to get one of those. That way, if I don't ever use it, I haven't lost any money.
Correct. Absolutely right. How do people get in contact with you if they want to learn more?
They can call me at 916-899-1743.
916-899-1743. And your website?
cherryframe.net.
CHERRYFRAME.net. We are going to go to a break. We're going to come back and learn a lot more. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Mark Carmen. Hey guys, have you thought about being a real estate investor? Well, I have. I was a printer for 30 years. I thought I had a great thing going. And then the economy took a dive back in 2006 and 7. I had to really look at what I was doing. How the heck was I going to retire in 5 or 10 years? I found a local real estate investor community. I joined that community. I plugged in. I went to workshops, I got myself educated, I put together a team of people, contractors, money people. So I was making only $60,000 a year when I got involved. I looked at the possibilities of real estate. My first deal, I made $65,000. All of a sudden, printing wasn't interesting anymore. The sky is the limit, guys. Real estate, where does it end? Do you know how many houses there are in this area? Do you know how much money is available to us? We just have to go out and find it. Join my team. Let's go to work. 916-220-3351.
2018 is going to be a very, very prosperous year for a lot of businesses. It's also going to be the end for some businesses. The difference is the marketing behind these organizations. A lot of companies are spending more and more money on the right forms of marketing, which in return is increasing their ROI, their return on investment, increasing their profits, and increasing the sustainability, the lifetime of that business. Where other businesses have had substantial success in 2017, they think, well, I don't need as much marketing anymore. That is completely wrong. The reason why their business was successful in 2017 was simply because of the amount of marketing that they had. So, the question I have to ask you is, are you ready to take your business to the next level? Here at Jon Robert Quinn Media, we can do all kinds of things for your business. We have radio marketing, social media marketing, web marketing. The bottom line is this: we provide a quality product and quality results. We can get you onto one of our radio programs doing an interview, a showcase of your business for as little as $199. We can also give you a full year of radio marketing for as little as $1,599. That is a full year of radio marketing for under $1,600. Give me a call right now, 916-289-3710. Again, 916-289-3710. I'd love to help you have a prosperous and profitable 2018. To get started, visit jonrobertquinn.org. That's JONROBERTQUINN.org. Segment 3 is brought to you by Next View Loans. Home mortgage solutions delivered with seamless technology and amazing people from your community. If you need a home loan, I personally would recommend Next View Loans. Give their team a call at 916-945-9987. Again, 916-945-9987 or nextviewloans.com. All right, welcome back. I'm Jon Robert Quinn, and this is Women's Wealth Warrior. And I'm not a woman. I'm the guy who builds talk shows. We've got Cherry Frame here. She is our life insurance retirement guru, I guess you can say. She's in my opinion, I think she's one of the best in the business. I really do. And we're talking about living benefits. So, talk to me, Cherry, how living benefits are different among carriers.
Okay, some carriers don't have all of the chronic and the critical and the terminal. Some of them will only do critical. Mm-hmm. Some of them will do, most of them have some sort of a terminal illness component to them, but some of them charge extra for them, and some of them it's like an extra rider that you have to choose to put on, and which is, I mean, if you're working with somebody who tells you that, you need to say, well, gee, is there something else? Because people, like I said before, the last interview, was people need to know there are options. You don't just have to settle for some maybe name of insurance that you've had for your house or for your car that also do life. They may not have everything that you need for the life insurance.
Correct.
So
it's kind of like you don't want to be put in the square box, right? It's kind of like who you do your banking with might not be the person you want to do your mortgage with.
Right. Yeah. You
want to work with a mortgage company that does mortgages. That's all they do. They don't do personal checking and savings and retirement accounts. Kind of the same with retirement.
Right.
You want to work with a retirement company, or you want to work with a life insurance company that's what they specialize in.
Exactly. Yes.
Individual ratings and accessibility of life benefits. Explain this to me.
Okay. Well, not all people are going to be able to get life insurance ratings that will allow them to get the entire living benefit package. For example, some of the insurance companies, if you're rated table 3, 4, whatever, some of them are numbers, some of them are letters, they will take away maybe the chronic illness one. Does that mean that you shouldn't get that policy? No, because you've still got the critical and the terminal, because it's good. And it doesn't mean some carriers may revisit the fact if the table rating goes away and giving you that other benefit, but what they may do is maybe another paramed exam or something to make sure that you really would qualify for that. Some of them don't. I recently had a lady that they changed midstream, and so now she doesn't want that policy because there are other insurers that will insure her with the full living benefits even though she's rated. So you have to be really careful which company you want to go with. That's why it's really important to go with somebody who has access to numerous companies, because they know all the little nuances that are going on in the different companies. So,
illnesses that are covered.
Okay.
And then you have differences among carriers. So, number one, what are the illnesses that are covered?
They all cover heart attack, stroke, cancer.
Okay.
That's the main ones. They all started out with those. And then one company actually covers 13 different illnesses here in the state of California, including Huntington's, Hep C, hepatitis C. You come up, because Huntington's is kind of a hereditary disease, but if you don't know you've got it, and then all of a sudden it shows up when you're 40.
What about things like Crohn's disease? It's hereditary, but it's also in our family.
Yeah. Well, it depends. If there's no sign of it when you actually get the policy, then, if it develops 5 years, 10 years down the road, then it's covered.
Okay.
So there's another company, like I said, that has a critical injury that does the paralysis and head traumas, things like that. But some of them, and then there are other ones that will gradually add more to their what they'll offer. And so the thing is, what you need to do, that's why when I interview somebody, I find out, okay, what is your heredity? What kind of things are we looking at? And then I'll say, okay, this company over here would be better because if it shows up later, they're going to cover it. Kind of thing. And so it's you have to know your companies, you have to know what they offer, and so it's knowledge for people to access, and you need to know that there are options. And so, because the insurance company can say, no, we don't cover that. So since we don't cover that, we're not going to give you the living benefit out of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then what's the point of having a living benefit?
Makes a lot of sense. So I think the biggest question is the companies that you work with cover this? They take care of everything.
Yes, they do.
So I think that's the takeaway from all of this is the fact that you have the answer.
Right.
How do people get in contact with you?
They can call me at 916-899-1743. And my website is cherryframe.net.
Anything else you would like to add before we go to break?
Just that my nursing background made the living benefits so important.
That was so funny because that's exactly where I was thinking.
Yes. Yeah, they were critical. That's what really got my attention when I learned about those, was knowing what happens on the other end.
Absolutely.
And knowing how to take care of it before you get there.
All right, cherryframe.net, cherryframe.net, 916-899-1743. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back and wrap up. We'll be right back.
So you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be your own boss, you want to change your financial future, but you're not sure where to turn? Then go to cloisonne.com and take the free entrepreneur quiz and see if you'll get accepted into one of the most elite work-from-home businesses ever launched. Now, I have to warn you, this has been called one of the most difficult companies to join. Not everyone will be accepted. If you make it, it will change your life. So to see if you have what it takes, go to cloisonne.com. That's CLOIXONNE.com.
2018 is going to be a very, very prosperous year for a lot of businesses. It's also going to be the end for some businesses. The difference is the marketing behind these organizations. A lot of companies are spending more and more money on the right forms of marketing, which in return is increasing their ROI, their return on investment, increasing their profits, and increasing the sustainability, the lifetime of that business. Where other businesses have had substantial success in 2017, they think, well, I don't need as much marketing anymore. That is completely wrong. The reason why their business was successful in 2017 was simply because of the amount of marketing that they had. So, the question I have to ask you is, are you ready to take your business to the next level? Here at Jon Robert Quinn Media, we can do all kinds of things for your business. We have radio marketing, social media marketing, web marketing. The bottom line is this: we provide a quality product and quality results. We can get you onto one of our radio programs doing an interview, a showcase of your business for as little as $199. We can also give you a full year of radio marketing for as little as $1,599. That is a full year of radio marketing for under $1,600. Give me a call right now, 916-289-3710. Again, 916-289-3710. I'd love to help you have a prosperous and profitable 2018. To get started, visit jonrobertquinn.org. That's JONROBERTQUINN.org.
Hi, this is Cherry Frame, your Women's Wealth Warrior. Have you ever considered what would happen to your family and finances if you couldn't work because of a serious health issue such as a stroke, heart attack, or cancer? Where would you get the money to pay the mortgage or car payment or for your children's braces? Let's talk about retirement. Will you have enough money for life? I can show you how to have gains with no losses and an income for life that is tax-free. Call right now, 916-899-1743, 899-1743.
Segment 4 is brought to you by The Shutter Source. The Shutter Source designs and installs fine custom shutters throughout Northern California, including the Bay Area, San Jose, and Silicon Valley, and, of course, the Sacramento area. Their company serves both residential and business customers. Give them a call right now for a free estimate, 877-333-9424, or, of course, visit theshuttersource.com. All right, welcome back. Segment 4. Okay, so a lot is happening. We're talking about a lot of different things here. And what I really want to get into real quick is essentially the definitions. What are a lot of these things? What are they when it comes to life insurance, annuities, and so forth? Explain to me, Cherry, what a living benefit is.
Okay, a living benefit means just that. It's something you can use while you are alive, and it's a benefit to you. In other words, if you have an illness that prevents you from working, you can actually access this money, and you can use it forever, however you want. It's not like long-term care where you usually have to pay a licensed professional in one facility or another. This you can use however you want. And so basically that's what a living benefit is. And there are all kinds of diseases, and one company even pays money on critical injury, like if you're in a car accident, you're paralyzed, things like that. So that's what a living benefit is. You get an advance of the death benefit in a life insurance policy.
What is guaranteed universal life?
Okay, there's actually several different kinds of life insurance. Okay, guaranteed universal life is like a permanent term insurance, basically. It'll go for as long as you want it to go, but it doesn't build much in the way of cash value.
Got it.
But it still has all the living benefits in
It's
it.
$100,000, it's $100,000. If it's 50
Yes.
grand, it's $50,000. Okay.
Yes.
Indexed universal life compared to IRAs and 401ks. I'm assuming that one is the one that goes up, right?
Right.
Okay. Let's see here. Death benefit is a policy that you get when you pass. Living benefit is a policy you can get when you're alive.
Right.
Okay.
They're all part of the same policy.
Talk to me about a tax code 7702 and a tax code 101B. What are those?
Okay. Those tax codes basically are the ones that we use that one of them is that your life insurance benefits are not taxed because it's considered it's not considered earned income.
Okay.
And
That's the one where they loan it to you.
well, it's like the death benefit when you
Okay.
get the death benefit. The other one is that if you do take a loan out, then you don't have to pay tax on the loan because it's assumed you're going to be paying it back.
Okay.
And you will, one way or another.
Correct. Whether you are alive or you're dead, you're paying it back.
Right.
Types, SPIAs. What is this?
Okay.
These are annuities.
Annuities. An annuity, what really aggravates me is when you hear people say all these negative things about annuities. Annuities have been around since the Roman times. And so they do have a good track record. Some of them, you have to be careful the kind you get, make sure it's one that fits you, what you need. And there are so many different kinds of annuities on the market. But if, let's say, you need to set aside money for retirement and you don't qualify for health reasons for a life insurance policy, well, what you can do is you can put money into an annuity, and then at a certain point in time, you can turn on the income rider on it if you want, and it'll just keep paying you. Some of them even have what we call kind of a long-term care type of benefit, where they'll double the amount that they'll pay you.
Very, very interesting. How are annuities different from IRAs?
Well, an annuity can be an IRA.
Okay.
You can set it up that way. You don't have to. The SPIA is a single premium immediate annuity. I just used it to park my money in a safe place while I was funding my IRA, my IUL.
Fair enough.
So, but you can use them either way. It doesn't matter.
Kaizen. Kaizen. What is this?
Okay. The Kaizen plan is a plan for people briefly ages 25 to 65. You're earning over $100,000 a year, and you have generally fairly good health, standard or better health.
Okay, so I fit into that category.
Yeah, you would put money in for 5 years only, and then a bank would fund that same amount during those 5 years, so basically double amounts going in, and then for the next 5 years they would put in the entire amount. So, and then after another 5 years, then the bank would be paid back. Basically, it's using the leverage of a bank to superfund your retirement plan. And what happens is that it grows so much faster because of the rule of 72.
Should I do one?
You can do one if you want to.
Okay, so if I did one, what kind of monthly draw would I need?
Well, it depends on your age and the amount of insurance that you want.
Okay.
And I've got some illustrations that I can show you. Generally, the younger you are, the less you have to put in.
I'm 35.
Yeah, and then what you'll do is you can leave it in there. You can leave it in there till 80 if you want. And I'm telling you, the difference between taking it out at 65 and taking it out at 70 can be sometimes almost double the amount of
No
tax-free
kidding.
income.
Wow. Yeah, let's talk about doing one of those.
Okay.
Anything else people need to know right now if they're not sure? Here, let me step back, okay? When we do the show, The Good Life, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you know where your money is? Do you have a retirement? Are you protected? There's a lot of people out there that just don't know or just don't have an answer.
Right.
They need to come and talk to you.
Yeah,
right?
they don't want to open up their statements because they don't know what's happened. Because you can actually make money in the market, but then the fees can actually make you have a loss. So.
Okay, anything you want to add?
Just that I would like people to contact me either through my website, cherryframe.net, or my telephone, 916-899-1743. And one thing I do want people to know is I just don't come out and start shoving paperwork in front of you saying, here, sign this and that kind of thing. I get to know you and know your needs because each person has different needs.
You're absolutely right.
And that each person has different obligations. I have one lady right now that she's in charge of her great-grandson, and he's only 3. So everybody's going to have a different requirement for them. And so that's what I do. I found out what your needs are, and then I offer you a couple of different choices.
Yeah. Wonderful. All right. Well, another episode down. The Women's Wealth Warrior Show, cherryframe.net, CHERRYFRAME.net, 916-899-1743. It's been an absolute pleasure. We will see you all next week. 2018 is going to be a very, very prosperous year for a lot of businesses. It's also going to be the end for some businesses. The difference is the marketing behind these organizations. A lot of companies are spending more and more money on the right forms of marketing, which in return is increasing their ROI, their return on investment, increasing their profits, and increasing the sustainability, the lifetime of that business. Where other businesses have had substantial success in 2017, they think, well, I don't need as much marketing anymore. That is completely wrong. The reason why their business was successful in 2017 was simply because of the amount of marketing that they had. So, the question I have to ask you is, are you ready to take your business to the next level? Here at Jon Robert Quinn Media, we can do all kinds of things for your business. We have radio marketing, social media marketing, web marketing. The bottom line is this: we provide a quality product and quality results. We can get you onto one of our radio programs doing an interview, a showcase of your business for as little as $199. We can also give you a full year of radio marketing for as little as $1,599. That is a full year of radio marketing for under $1,600. Give me a call right now, 916-289-3710. Again, 916-289-3710. I'd love to help you have a prosperous and profitable 2018. To get started, visit jonrobertquinn.org. That's JONROBERTQUINN.org.
Hi, this is Frank Verney. When you decide that you want to make more money, do you focus your efforts on increasing income, decreasing expenses, acquiring assets, or eliminating liabilities? Most people focus on creating more income by working more. The big downside of this approach is that your ability to generate income is tied directly to your personal time and effort. In other words, if you want more money, you have to work more. But do you really want to work more? I'm guessing you don't. There's also the fact that if you're an employee, you pay more taxes the more money you make, which means that you have to work even more. I think you get the idea. Another common approach is to focus on reducing expenses. The problem with this is that no one gets rich clipping coupons and saving $1 here and there. Frugal spending can only help limited funds stretch further, but will not lead to financial independence. If your goal is financial independence, then your primary focus should be on acquiring assets that generate income. The reason most people focus on working for income reducing expenses, and paying off liabilities and not acquiring assets is because buying and managing assets takes knowledge and skills that they simply don't have. Yet. Sadly, this is not something that is taught in school, and most people can't learn it from their parents because their parents don't know how to create assets either. It's up to you to acquire the financial education you need in order to build assets that give you the income you need to live the life that you want and deserve. Please contact me if you want to learn more. 916-668-0024 or at frankverney.org.